Did you know that you've got 4 miles of tubing in your stomach?
Beg your pardon?
I said, did you know that you've got 4 miles of tubing in your stomach?
No, I didn't know that, no.
It's a good thing I'm here then, isn't it? You've got 4 miles of tubing in your stomach, all coiled up very tightly. It has to be coiled up very tightly, otherwise the people in charge would never be able to cram it all in. Of course, it's not any old tubing they use. It's a specialised form of tubing they use. It's called intestins. And it folds up ever so small. And that's how they manage to cram it all in. Aren't you interested in your intestines?
Not particularly.
Well, you should be. You should be. Because without your intestins, you'd be unable to digest. Then you'd look a bit of a fool, wouldn't you? Would you like to see a diagram of your intestines? Got a diagram of your intestines here. Well, it's not actually your intestines. Unless it was you what modelled for it. It couldn't have been you what modelled for it, because you have to be dead before you can model for intestines.
Do you?
Yeah, so it's not a very good job to have. Intestinal modelling is not a very good job to have. Not much call for intestinal modelling. See how far it has to go, the food? See how far it has to go? 4 miles at 1 mile an hour. This means none of the food that reaches your stomach is ever really fresh. It's all at least 4 hours old.
Fancy that.
No, I don't fancy that. Thank you very much indeed. I do not fancy that at all. I do not fancy that in the least tiny bit. I'll tell you another interesting fact, though. It's about the whale. Did you know that the whale is not really a fish? It's an insect. And it lives on bananas.
A whale is an insect? I never heard such rubbish.
I know. It's a joke. I will tell you an interesting fact. It's about the grasshopper. The interesting fact about the grasshopper is its disproportionate leaping ability due to its powerful hind legs. Hop, hop, hop it goes, all over arable land. That is land what is actually tilled by Arabs. And I'll tell you the interesting fact about the Arab. The interesting fact about the Arab is he can go for a whole year. He can go for a whole year on 1 grain of rice. That's amazing, isn't it? All he needs is 1 grain of rice a year.
A whole year on 1 grain of rice?
No. That's the mosquito. Now, I'll get those muddled up because they're next door to each other in the dictionary.
What are?
Mosquito and mosques. But the interesting fact about the giraffe is this. If the giraffe could leap pound for pound as high as the grasshopper, they'd avoid a lot of trouble.
Shall I tell you something? You're one of the most boring, tedious, uninteresting, monotonous, flatulent, flat-headed, cloth-eared, swivel-eyed, fornicating little gits I ever laid eyes.
Is that a fact? Oh, very interesting.